Hi, I'm Dr. Linda Horton, and this is the Helpful Homeschooler. I'm continuing my series on elementary economics. Now, even though it's called elementary economics, it can be 6th, 7th, 8th, sometimes 9th grade. So I'm just trying to really bring it down on a student's level. And I really want to engage the parents as well as the students, and this hopefully will spur you to teach so many other things in the science of economics. So this morning, we are going to continue on. This is lesson 2, and we are going to be teaching on marketing and manipulation. And the cool thing is, I want the kids to know your parents' money is not your money. All the parents smile, yay. All right, so I want to read something to you. Susan Lin is the co-founder and director of the National Coalition Campaign for a Commercial-Free Childhood. She says $17 billion, with a B, dollars a year is spent by advertisers to bypass parents in order to control the minds and emotions of children, solely to influence their parents to buy whatever the children's little hearts desire. America's 52 million kids under the age of 12 represent one of the most powerful markets in American business, influencing adults to spend over $700 million. Children aged 2 through 11 are seeing an average of more than 10 may see an average of more than 10 television food ads per day. 98% of these food advertisements are for food that are high fat, high sugar, or sodium, and most are really low in fiber. There's even a term used by the corporations called, you're going to love this, parents, the NAG Factor, which basically says what kind of nagging, crying, and tantrum from your children will break you and make you purchase their product. Now, as I do with these videos, I'm going to talk to the parents and the children. Parents, did you hear that? The NAG Factor. Children, did you hear that? You are being studied so that you learn to manipulate your parents into giving up their money to buy you something that you probably don't even need. This was all astounding to me. Wow. Now, our verse for today is Philippians 4:19. And my God shall supply all of your needs according to his riches in glory by Christ Jesus. Who supplies our needs? God does, through Jesus. All right? So let's just start with that and say that, first of all, if I have a need, I'm depending on God. I'm not depending on any corporation, and if I'm young, I'm not even depending on my parents. I taught my children early, and now my grandchildren, if you have a need, take it to Jesus before you take it to your parents, because he's really where the need's going to be met. So let me ask the students this morning, have you ever wanted something that you've cried, that you've thrown a tantrum, that you have literally held your breath until you got something? And did you get it? Or did your parents say no? See, all of this manipulation and marketing is about making your parents say yes, when really they probably should say no. But it's also about manipulating the students, manipulating the kids into just being horrible little children. I want you to think about it. Here's how this goes. Your parents get money. They have bills to pay. They have maybe family things they need to pay for. And the marketing system wants some of that money. So they make commercials geared to children to try to pull that money away from the parents. So the kids are being used as a marketing tool. And that's where they get the NAG factor. How much will your parents take? Let me give you something. Are you ready? Well, first of all, let's talk about what a basic need is. Okay, let's talk about that first. So, do you need a phone if you're a kid? Probably not. Some instances you do, but probably not. Especially if you're homeschooled. Do you need a expensive, let's say, trampoline? They're nice, but do you need it? Probably not. Do you need the latest video games? Probably not. Do you need expensive clothes that cost thousands of dollars? Probably not. Your parents have to provide you basic shelter, food, and clothing. That's all they have to provide you. Anything you have above and beyond that is a blessing. And you really need to thank your parents. Look around. What do you have? If you have more than shelter, food, and clothing, your parents are good to you. And you have to remember that marketing is about you buying stuff. It's not about love. It's not about trust. It's definitely not about trust. And so your parents, they really need to show you love. They need to teach you about morality. This is what they do because they love you. Just because they might love you more than life itself. But in their budget is not a new Xbox. But we're told with a marketing manipulation, if your parents love you, they're going to get you an Xbox. Let me stop right there. I want you guys to find this commercial, and I want you to be as horrified as I am. Okay? There's this commercial, I believe it's from Little Caesars, where they're doing their mega pepperoni pizza, whatever it is. And the dad comes in and he has a #1 dad hat. And the kid wants this pizza, and the dad comes in with another pizza. And this little boy tears off the #1 dad from the hat, and he throws it away because his dad is not #1 anymore because he didn't get the pizza he wanted. That's marketing manipulation. Okay? So, #1, it tells the kids they're in charge, and you're not. It tells the parents that they have to please their children at all times, or they're not going to be high on their kids' list, which is not truth. And it says really that the father can be manipulated by a child and he's not over the household, which again is not true. Marketing manipulation. Now let me ask you a question. What do you see? Everybody knows what these are. These are McDonald's arches. This is a symbol of McDonald's. Go any trip, any town, United States, a big enough town, you're going to see a McDonald's arch, aren't you? What do you think about, as soon as you think about McDonald's, if you're a kid, what do you think about? Happy Meals. Happy Meals come with toys. Do you notice they're not called sad meals or okay meals or just kids meal? They're called a Happy Meal on purpose because it instantly makes you think what? Happy. So you're going to be happy if you get a Happy Meal. Marketing manipulation. If you'll notice, they have the toys in the meals that are from movies that are kid-friendly movies, so that when you see the movie, the marketing is, we have a movie, we're going to market it with the toy, so you guys say, oh, I want that toy because I've seen that movie. If that movie made me feel good, so the toy makes me feel good. Marketing manipulation. Now, do you know what this is? Many of you will not. This is the logo for First Watch. Now, First Watch is open for breakfast and lunch. It's open till 3. In my opinion, they have the best breakfast, but you don't see commercials for First Watch. It's not called Happy Breakfast. They have organically sourced food. They have the finest ingredients. Everything is prepared there. It's not shipped and frozen. It's a wonderful, wholesome meal. But you don't see that. You see, this is recognized This is not. And yet, First Watch is, oh my gosh, it's not only good, it's good for you kind of food. But as a child, you don't say, oh, mommy, take me to First Watch. I want to get some of their yummy pancakes. You say, take me to McDonald's. Marketing manipulation. And it's interesting that we are drawn, they spend billions of dollars in commercials to make you choose them. Okay? So let's talk about this. Did you know that you, as a child, you're studied by corporations? What you want, how to make you want what you don't want, how to convince you to get what you even don't want. You're studied. And when I say studied, it means you are manipulated, and that means they control what you choose. Think about it. Last time you went in and looked in the toy aisle, did you just go look at something random? Or when you went down the aisle, did you see something you went, oh, I've seen a commercial for that? That commercial is manipulating you into going in and buying it. That's market manipulation. And really, when you think about it, market manipulation tells you that you're going to be happier if you get a certain thing, and it never makes you happy, does it? Never. Kind of like the devil, right? He's going to say, oh, you're going to be happier if you steal a cookie. You steal the cookie, it doesn't make you happier. It really makes you sad because you were manipulated into thinking you could get away with it or you needed it. Market manipulation is really a strong economics principle, and we don't know what's happening to us unless you study it. So, what do we want to do? We want to talk about cereal. What's your favorite kind of cereal? Can you name a cereal mascot like Tony the Tiger? Give me another one. Can you think of a mascot? Trix the Rabbit? Lucky the Leprechaun? Can you think of any more? How about Captain Crunch? Next time you go to the cereal aisle, I want you to look at the eyes of those mascots. In a lot of the cereal boxes, the eyes are looking down. And the reason they're looking down is so that as a child, when you look up, you see their eyes and you automatically want to buy it. Isn't that interesting? Market manipulation. So, when we talk about going to the movies and you see a movie that makes you all happy, and then you want to get that toy and you want to get it in the Happy Meal, and you have a shirt that has it on it, you have pajamas that have it on it, you have everything. For instance, let me give you for instance, my granddaughter's seen Moana. She loves Moana. So she has Moana toys, she has Moana shirts, she has, of course, the Moana movie. Anything that she can get with Moana, she has it on it. She was manipulated by the market because she doesn't play with the toys like you would think, but it's Moana, I need to get it because I loved Moana. Market manipulation. It's so interesting. Do you know that even TV shows that you watch have a way of manipulating you into buying things? I want you to ask your parents to go and Google product placement. Now, what product placement is when you see a show, they might have a can of Coke on the table, and it clearly says Coke. And that is because the makers of Coke pay them to put it there, so when you watch it, you go, oh, Coke, I love Coke. Oh, I want Coke. You've been manipulated. Or a box of cereal, and you go, oh, cereal sounds so good. You don't know you're being manipulated, but you were. And so when you have your parents Google product placement, they're going to show you, I Googled it so I know, they're going to show you different movies and different shows where they blatantly put products because they're paid to, so that you will want them. Did you know you were being manipulated like that? It's really interesting. Now, when you think about it, product placement has been used forever. I'm going to tell you a story, and it has to do with being older. Years ago, have you ever been to the movies in the very beginning when they like roll the commercials and things like that? Well, years ago they spliced, means they put in there pictures of popcorn and pictures of Cokes over and over, and it was only a millisecond. So your eyes didn't see them, but your brain did. And they were manipulating people to go get popcorn and Coke. And it was found to be illegal. And so the movie theaters couldn't do that anymore because they said that's illegal to hide that in there. But now they do it blatantly to manipulate you, and you've never noticed. So, when we talked about your wants and your needs and how manipulated you are, I want you to make a list of 10 things that you really want. You don't have to do it right now, but I want you to make a list of 10 things that you really want. Then I want you to go down the list and say, how many of those are a need, and how many of those things have I been manipulated into thinking that I want? Okay? So, homework. Homework every week. I want you to watch all your favorite TV shows that your parents will let you watch. And then I want you to keep track of how many commercials in those TV shows are geared to you, trying to sell you food or trying to sell you a toy. Okay? So you're going to keep track. Just maybe one Saturday, one evening, however you and your parents decide you're going to do it. But what I want you to see is, are they trying to manipulate you into buying a product that you're like, maybe I really don't want that. And I want you to understand, I want you to see it from the point of this lesson, marketing and manipulation. And when you've seen the commercial, I want you to ask yourself too, do you think it's as good as they make it look in the commercials? For instance, they have these little planes, they're toys, and they fly these little planes, and kids are like, oh, I really want that plane, but you're the one that makes the plane fly, so it's just really a toy that rolls on the ground. So when you see the commercial, ask yourself, jot down, this really made me want it because. I really wanted this game because. And when you do that, you're going to start seeing that you really didn't want it, but you were being manipulated into thinking you want it. Okay? Marketing and manipulation. It's a great subject to study in homeschool. You could really go places with this. All right? Listen, I love you guys. Remember, homeschooling is not a sprint. It's a marathon. And we do it as a family. So go out and enjoy the journey. Bye.